I think you're going to love this episode. Stay tuned. Welcome to another edition of Dr. Fantastic Cooks. Today I'm not cooking, I'm baking, and I'm feeling fantastic. We're going to have some fun today. I'm going to make some cookies today. And but let me tell you a quick story first. So I went to the market the other day. I was buying some coffee, and they had this huge package of chocolate, and it showed on a picture of it. It's in Spanish. A ice cream cone dipped in the chocolate. So I said, "This is a lot of chocolate for $2, because if you buy a Hershey bar, it's like $1 here." So I went to the cashier. I said, "This is comida, comer. Can you eat it?" And he said, "No, you have to." In his best Spanish, I couldn't understand it, but he said, you have to cook it." So I'm thinking, why would you have to cook it? Okay, so I bought it, and I melted it in some boiling water, and I made chocolate covered strawberries. Now, I'm getting a sweet tooth lately, but I had some left over. So, you take an egg carton, slice off the top. So I poured the chocolate in there. It tastes like a Hershey bar. It's delicious. It's chocolate. So, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So when you can find a way, this is a lot of Hershey bars. Anyway, so today's episode, we're making cookies. I'm going to show you how to bake cookies, but that's not the purpose of this show. My goal in life is to spread the be kind philosophy, the be fantastic philosophy. You write anything. You write be kind, not anything. You write be kind on anything. That's what I meant to say. And someone will buy it. I put these around town because they look like volcanoes, rocks, volcanic rocks, and people would steal them. I put them all around town, and people loved them. In Belize, I found these pieces of wood because I do eco art, and I painted them yellow, and I put be kind on it. I ended up with over 300 signs on the island that say be kind, kindness counts, love, peace, happiness, all kind of positive things. And the townsfolk are going crazy because it's not an advertisement. I'm not doing this for money, as you know. It's not about religion or politics. It's about kindness. And however I can spread kindness, I'm trying to think every day how we can spread kindness. And I realized the other day that we could spread kindness through the stomach. People love to eat. I don't know if you've ever been to an event, but the events, like we're doing an art event this weekend, people who are selling food or drinks are the ones that are making money because people got to eat. And that's what this show is, my cooking show. I also have a WhatsApp group now called Kindnest. I want you to check it out. So let me show you what we're going to do today. So I bought some accoutrement, things you need to bake. I'm not a baker, so this is going to be an experiment with me. But the point is, if you make these cookies that I'm going to show you, I will guarantee you'll make a lot of money. And you'll spread the kindness revolution. So I bought a rolling pin. You got to have a rolling pin. Now, this was my old, I made lots of pizza if you've been watching this show. And I always cook it on, this is the baking pans I guess they have in Guatemala. And I thought, that can't make too many cookies. So I thought I better buy a bigger pan. And I searched and searched and searched. And I found this one. I said, oh, it's probably big. I hope it'll fit in the oven. And of course it didn't fit in the oven. I just tried it. I tried it before I put the cookies on it, which was a smart move. So being MacGyver, I bent the two edges up, and now it slides in and fits perfectly in the oven. And that's going to be where I'm going to bake the cookies on. So that's the cooking pan. What else did I buy? So I want to write be kind, sé amable, and be bondad on different shaped cookies. So the first thing I bought, because what's a kindness cookie if it's not shaped in a heart? So the cookies will look like this, and they're going to say be kind on them. And I will promise you, if you do this, you'll make money or give them away. So then to make the cookies, you need butter, you need sugar, you need flour. This is the red coloring that'll go in this for the printing. Now to print it, it wasn't easy to find this, especially when they don't speak English here. I bought these pastry things. You cut off the edge and you squeeze them out. But you put this, and this was like two different things I had to buy. This little device, because it has different size openings. I think I bought the right one. Goes in there. This goes in there. This goes in here. Like this. I make a little hole in the bottom. Put this in there with red coloring. And this is the white frosting that goes on it. And we're good to go. So it's an experiment. The event is, I'm probably going to give these away this weekend, but the event's in 2 or 3 days. So I want to practice the next couple of days to see if I could perfect the kindness cookie. I'm calling it the kindness cookie. And this episode is for you to, if you're already a baker, fantastic. Bake kindness cookies. They will sell no matter what because you wrote "be kind" on them. And just to show you, when I went shopping today, I bought some. I already ate one of these because I love radishes. Look at this. This was less than $1. It was 5Q, which is probably 75 cents. Look at all those radishes, delicious radishes. And this was green onions. This whole thing cost me, I think, 3 quetzales. And what I like when I buy green onions is I chop off the end and I plant them and they grow. So this will probably be the last ones I buy because I'm growing them in my garden now. And it's fun to grow. Now, the last thing you need is baking soda or baking powder, whichever you have. I think they both work. So I'm going to experiment. I'm going to perfect a cookie that's delicious, has frosting on it, and says "be kind." That's the object today. I'll bring you through a few steps, but this is the intro. I wanted to talk to you and tell you how fantastic I feel today, and I want you to be fantastic because why not? It's better than feeling like shit, right? It's up to you to be fantastic. And when you get in the kitchen and teach your kids to cook, it's pretty fantastic because a family that cooks together and eats together stays together. It's a lot of love when you have a family around the dinner table or the breakfast table or the lunch table, any kind of tables with food on it. So that's the opening. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share. In any way you could think that I haven't come up with yet to spread the kindness revolution. We're in over 800 WhatsApp groups, 146 countries, 12,252, I think it is at this point. People that said that, try to be kind to themselves, try to be kind to others, try to be kind to Mother Earth. Many people goes in one area, out the other. Many people it inspires. I've got directors, admin, ambassadors that are totally loving the movement, the kindness revolution, and it's working. So I hope you get involved. You can join at worldkindnesslist.com. I'm going to put it on pause now. Get the follow the ingredients, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. Because baking is precise. It's not like cooking where you throw in a little bit more butter or throw in more whatever you want. No, you have to be precise. So I'm going to work out I'm going to have my little sheet note because my memory is horrible. I'm going to write exactly how much you need of everything. And I'm going to put it in that. I bought a new spatula. A new spatula is fantastic. It just gets every little drop out of everything. I love that because I don't like to waste a drop of food. I just don't like to. I was raised very poor. And, I'll never forget an image of an Ethiopian kid sitting next to a trash can. And he went like this. He thought maybe he saw a little piece of something on the trash can to eat. That's sad. There's too much poverty in the world. There's too much greed in the world. There's too many wars in the world. There's not enough education in the world. There's just, I call it the insanity of humanity, and we're going to do something about it. Join worldkindnesslist.com, be an ambassador of kindness, and join me in the kitchen and join WhatsApp group. By the way, if you go to worldkindnesslist.com and you become an ambassador, it takes about 10 seconds. You can then join Cooking is Fantastic or other 800 groups we have around the world. We have Antigua is fantastic. America is fantastic. Kansas is fantastic. Cairo is fantastic. You name it. There's a lot of fantastic groups. So without further ado, I'm going to get and see what I can do in the kitchen. Typically, I have a cocktail. When I cook, I might have a beer. I'm not sure if I have any, but well, you're going to do something, you better do it right. So I didn't have vanilla extract. I had dark vanilla or something, and I used it before, and it turns it all brown. So that's not going to work. So I'm walking to the store to buy vanilla extract, but I think I forgot to tell you that I have what's called the Be Kind sign campaign. And it's where people can take a piece of wood or anything and put Be Kind on it and make money. And it's working. It's in Belize. I have, if you go to World Kindness List, you'll see a testimonial from the guy his name is Bernard, I think it is. And he took my advice and still alongside selling the knickknacks that he was selling on the side of the road, he's making Be Kind signs, and they're all over the world now, and he's making money. And so I like to help people, the poor people that need some guidance, and the instructions come with the Be Kind sign campaign comes with instructions on how to run a business, because a lot of people, if they didn't go to school, don't know how to run a business. They're gonna the paint we give them, the starter kit, they're gonna paint and sell and spend the money. Business 101 is you take 10% of the money you just made and you reinvest it in more materials, because we're only going to give you one can of paint and one paintbrush. At any rate, so the Be Kind sign campaign works, but this is even better, because not everyone's going to buy a kind sign, but they're going to buy a kind cookie. So this is going to work. I also didn't have parchment paper, so I have to buy extract, parchment paper, and beer, because I didn't have any beer either. So stay tuned. I'll come back and we'll finish the course, the episode, with some delicious Be Kind cookies. It's pretty hot out there. Good news and bad news. So because I don't speak Spanish, I was buying the parchment paper, and it was a huge box of it. I mean, a lifetime supply for $7. And so I didn't really want to buy $7. I said, is there a smaller package? And they said yes. And then it ended up $4 for like 6 sheets of this, which is, oh well, live and learn, live and learn. Next time I'll buy the lifetime supply parchment paper. The other good news is I was able to buy a beer. Now I can enjoy a beer while I'm cooking, because it's hot out there. It's about a 15-minute walk to the store. Now, life is a series of left and right turns. You got to believe that every turn you make in life is correct. May seem like a bad turn, but you have to be able to see the silver lining in every cloud. So I stopped at the park and had a nice cold beer, because it's a halfway walk, no hurry. Watch the kids chasing the pigeons, enjoy a nice cold beer, relax. Finished my beer, gave the can to a guy rummaging through the trash cans, because that's what he does. Walked out onto the street, walk up 4th guy home. Again, a 10-minute walk, 12 minutes. And my buddy pulls up on a motorcycle. Hey, Dr. Fantastic, you want a ride? So he gave me a ride. So that saved me a sweat. I do need to exercise, and I don't mind walking. But so that was the good news. Bad news was, I lost a few bucks on the parchment deal. Got some vanilla extract. Pretty powerful stuff. I was using the vanilla other stuff, and it just turns everything brown. So it's a dark vanilla. So that didn't work. So now I got a cold beer, and I'm ready to continue. Let me tell you what I did so far. So I mixed a cup of butter and a cup of sugar in this, and mix it up. I don't have a electric mixer, so slowly I'm buying things. I bought a toaster last week, and man, what a difference in frying bread on a pan. Toasters are fantastic. I mean, I'm loving toast now. There's the little simpler things in life. You got to enjoy the simpler things in life. So now I mixed together the cup of water and a cup of butter and a cup of sugar. And then I put in a large egg and the vanilla extract, a teaspoon of that, and mix that up. Now, the next step is 2.5 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt, which is in this. So again, it would be a lot easier if I had a mixer, but I don't have a mixer. It's manual manpower. It seems like a lot of flour for this. But what you do now is you mix it all up, and then you put it in the refrigerator for an hour, because you want the dough to be cold. So when you bake it, it will keep its shape, keep the shape of the, instead of running down, because it'll be too soft. So you want it a little bit firm. So this is actually gonna turn into a ball of cookie dough. And then I'm gonna put some flour here. I'm only gonna make a couple cookies at a time as an experiment. Then you wanna put some flour on this, roll it out, cut it. This is after, so you could do it two ways. You could do it, cut it now, roll it out, cut it out, and then put it in the fridge. But that, I don't have much of a fridge. I don't have a big refrigerator. So it's better to put the ball in the bowl, refrigerate it for an hour, take it back out, which will be the next step when I come back on camera. And that's going to work out. Yes, and then after that, of course, you bake it. After that, I'll put the frosting. After that, I'll write it. And after that, I'll taste it. So it's a process, but it's really just for not for me, it's for everyone to see that putting Be Kind on anything will sell, especially delicious cookies. So stay tuned. I'll be back in a little bit for the, the cutting and the rolling. And then the next segment will be the frosting, and the next segment after that, the writing of words, because words matter. Words have power. They can kill, they can cure, they can hurt, they can heal. To say please and thank you and I love you and you're fantastic and have a fantastic, it's so energetic and powerful. Words. Use kind words. Don't use evil words. Okay? Anyway, the oven to 350 degrees. I bought this little device to scrape the cookies after being pressed. And I can also use it for spatulas, patching the walls, I guess. The dough is nice and cold. I'm not going to use it all. I'm just going to cut off enough to make a few cookies. When you make the shapes, you use the cutoffs, the excess, back into the batch, mix it up, and make more cookies. Okay, so we're going to put a little, you don't want it to stick to anything, so you want the flour, coat this. So you want to make a nice, uniform shape. The beer is kicked in, as you can see. Okay, so that's not working out so well. Again, it's all a process. Maybe I pushed too hard. Okay. So, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Exactly, because I'm doing 3 languages for the test. Be kind, c'est amable, and c'est bondad, which I'm told is a little bit better than kindness. It's a little level above, but there's the jury's still out on that. So you can see the excess is coming off very nicely. Okay, and this will be more cookies for the next round of tests. Then, the reason I got that, see that? Scoops up very nicely. Goes onto there. Very nicely. Number 2. About pretty much uniform. for having a little bit of a buzz from that one beer. Amazing how one beer can give you a buzz. There we go. So 3 cookies. Go into the oven for 12 minutes at 350. This will go back in the fridge. I'll probably put it saran wrap for tomorrow's experiment. It's not for the people on diets, by the way, this recipe. It's not for the diet oriented. And then after that bakes, you set it, after it bakes for 12 minutes, set it aside for 5 minutes before you transfer it off to the cooling. This will be the cooling rack. Then I'll put the nice frosting on it. Then we'll mix up a little red, whatever that is. And people watching here figured the mistake I made. Can you figure out what the mistake I made? As I told you earlier, the pan didn't fit in the oven. So I trimmed the edges up so it would fit. The mistake I made was it's a round pan and it's a square oven. Round holes don't fit in square boxes. So it didn't fit this way. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is either bend this up here, like that's going to be harder, or bend this edge up so it fits in. So that's, life is learning, never be afraid to fail. Fail is just first attempt in learning. Obviously this pan's too big for the oven and maybe I got to buy a smaller pan. But for now, I'm going to trim this up here and maybe bend this. This is really hard. I don't know if I can bend it. I probably just broke it. But anyway, so now I've got half the bend. I'll see if this fits. Live and learn. So that's the baking. It's cooling. I don't want to do anything to it till it's cooled. So I'm going to take this very expensive parchment paper I bought and reuse it. Reuse, recycle, repurpose. You got to do those 3 things. So we're going to have 3 cookies here when they cool off, frosting, and then I made, I used this. It turns out this stuff is whipping topping, but tells me that you need to whip it because it was pretty thin when I poured it in there. And I said, that's too thin to do the nice writing I want to do. So I put some frosting in it to thicken it up. Then I read it that it's whipping topping, whippable topping. So then I whipped it up, and it's fairly thick now. That'll go in here. Now, I hate to throw things away. Recycle, repurpose, reuse. This rubber band came with a vegetable or something I bought, and I didn't want to throw it away. I said, well, one day I'm going to need a rubber band. I have no rubber bands in the house. Can you imagine a house without rubber bands? So I kept the rubber band, and lo and behold, I needed a rubber band today. So now that's going to hold this in place. This is going to go in here. Let's do a little test. Always about testing. There we go. I'm not going to need a lot of this because it's just a couple letters. Whoa. B. Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to work nicely. Okay, so put that aside for the writing. You see the B there? Ha ha. And this is okay because this is going to go, it's going to be covered with the frosting. But be careful with this red stuff, this red dye. Oh my goodness, this is dangerous. Get it on your fingers. Colorant gel. It's very powerful red stuff. Anyway, so it's going to be the writing on the cake. As it were, the icing on the cake or the icing on the cookies. I tell you, you make some Be Kind cookies, you're not going to enjoy them, and your kids are going to enjoy them, and it's going to remind them to be kind. But I think you can make some money. Oh, what happened to this microphone? In these 2,600 videos I have on YouTube, never a second take. Because life, you don't get over any takeovers in life. Only in 3rd grade are there takeovers. So it dropped. I'm only human. I mean, things happen. Sometimes I've talked 20 minutes on this camera, sometimes longer, then found out that it didn't record or the audio went wrong or something happened. Did I get upset? No. Don't let anything upset you. Cookies don't come out. I spent a good amount of money on this, but it's for the good of mankind. Because if these if you, wherever you are in the world, see this and you decide to make some cookies and give them away, that's being kind. That's commitment number 2. Sell them, you can make some money. Still being kind because they're going to enjoy them. Making the cookies is mental wellness, mental health, because you're enjoying, hopefully you enjoy that you're doing it. And then being good to the environment is not wasting, like this rubber band. I didn't waste a rubber band, or I didn't buy a rubber band. So, the corporations of the world are going to hate me, especially if this goes viral, because I'm going to tell you to buy less, use less, use a third less of everything. Toothpaste lasts 3 times longer, does the same job if you use a third less, costs a third of the money, and it's a third less trash that goes in the heap. Everything's that way. Third less of everything. I've got a sweet tooth nowadays. The chocolate was a perfect thing. I can't believe it. No, you have to cook the chocolate. I'm thinking, why would you have to cook the chocolate? I mean, it didn't make any sense to me, so I bought it, and now I have a nice stash of chocolate, so I can put some more weight back on. Anyway, so actually, let's go for it. One less edit. So, a little frosting. And again, because I'm going to write on this, I want it to be nice. A nice flat surface. I mean, it doesn't have to be flat, but it'd be nice if it was. Pretty flat. Nothing wrong with licking your fingers, everybody. Lick your fingers. Fingers are, the saying from Kentucky Fried Chicken, finger licking good. Well, my cooking is finger licking good. And I love licking my fingers. Okay. Now, the cost of this, the butter was the most expensive thing. It was at least 1 Q in butter on these cookies. Okay, that's again, when you get production and you get good, it works. And you can lick the spoon. That's half the fun. Like, here we go. Wish me luck. Be kind. What do you think? Okay, that wasn't so good, but again, I'm just learning. Be amable. And be bondad. Again, the mistake I made just now, guys, is I wasn't gonna do this until the frosting was hard, so it would have been prettier. Okay, so second mistake of the day. Just 2 mistakes. 3 mistakes with the parchment, but not bad. What do you think? I mean, be kind, be bondad, be amable. Be kind. 2 words that will save the planet. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you make the cookies. Hope you make some money from making the cookies. This obviously will be a lot of cookies. This will be a lot of cookies. This will be a lot of cookies. So I bought enough to make a couple thousand cookies, I think, except for the parchment paper. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to Mother Earth. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Join Cooking is Fantastic on YouTube. Be a fantastic person by joining the Kindness Revolution at befantastictoday.com. No, I'm sorry, at worldkindnesslist.com. I tell you, well, to be honest, I'm going to be honest. I had a shot of vodka a few minutes ago. Yeah, I call it a dirty martini. I put a little olive juice in it, a couple olives, a little shot of vodka, and it's a dirty martini shot. And maybe that's why I didn't do the greatest job. But I think it's good enough for. I think it's good enough for a photograph. What do you think? Here. See, now here I could write much better because it's hard. See, on a hard surface, as you can see, I did a better job. You gotta laugh at yourself. You gotta laugh at others. You gotta laugh. Don't take life so serious. See you later. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Be Fantastic channel, where you will find many fantastic interviews with amazing people.
Visit the top world museums,
Incredible zoos,
beautiful national parks.
special events and much more.
These videos are designed to educate,
Inspire.
motivate, and entertain you.
We hope you will enjoy them.
Join the Be Fantastic philosophy.
Please subscribe.
Like and share.